Hey, long time no see. Sorry for my prolonged absence, but I kind of lost interest in doing reality show videos because I just got tired of seeing 50-year-old housewives argue about nothing, or people with various mental issues try to tattoo people. Or what else did I used to review? I'm trying to think of what I used to review that I lost interest in. Oh yeah, love and hip hop, because there wasn't much hip hop on there. There wasn't much love on there either. Just, it should call it Lace Fronts and Fights. That's what it should be called. Anyways, I decided to come out of, I guess, semi-reality TV reviewing retirement to talk about 90 Day Fiance, because that's the type of mental illness I do like watching on television. Before we get started, let me do two different disclaimers. Number one, I'm going to approach this as if what I'm seeing is actually real. We all know about producer manipulation, and we also know that people get on television and put on airs and fake the funk in various ways. So, grain of salt, all of that. I'm just going to speak about things as if everything that I have witnessed on the show is factual. Second thing, don't send any hate to anyone that we discuss on here or make fun of, because that's just mean. I mean, it's bad enough that they're on television and they're opening themselves up to ridicule. I don't think it's necessary or fair to come at them all kind of crazy, so don't do that. I did watch the first 2 episodes of 90 Day Fiance the other way, but since generally on 90 Day Fiance nothing really happens the first 2 episodes, I didn't start reviewing it right away. So I'm just going to jump right into episode number 3, because you know they stretch out a storyline until it screams anyways. So let's see who we have here this season. First we have the Maitlands. Just kidding. We started with Deavan. Where is it? Deavan? Deavan. I keep wanting to call her Deavan, but Deavan has a mask on, and obviously that particular thing was filmed during I'm going to say the Rona, because YouTube is editing or censoring people saying the actual term, so we're just going to refer to it as the Rona. What was I saying? Deavan has on a mask because that particular part of the series was shot during the time period in which people started having the Rona, and she's talking about how everyone is in quarantine in South Korea and how things are difficult, and then like a movie it says 7 months earlier, and it jumps to Jihoon walking down the street with his cute little dog in his bag, and I think that's adorable that the dog rides in the bag. I don't know why I think that's so cute, but it is. He's going to get a haircut, which I almost feel is a little bit shady on TLC's part, since you know there was that whole group of people that had guns in front of the was it like their state senate's house or some type of government building, where they had like signs that they wanted haircuts and they couldn't get them, and then TLC just happens to show Jihoon casually going to get his haircut. I don't know whether that was being flippant or not, but I got a kick out of that. Fortunately, this time TLC actually put some modern music behind Jihoon's walking. The last time they put this 100-year-old traditional Korean music, which was super stereotypical, and this time they have more of a K-pop sounding song, although that's also stereotypical, but at least it's a modern day stereotype as opposed to a 100-year-old stereotype. So Jihoon goes to get his haircut, and the barber is talking to him, trying to give him a little bit of knowledge, as barbers do. Even in America, if you go to the salon, you go to the barber shop, you're going to hear some things. They're not always going to be knowledgeable. Sometimes it's going to be ignorant, but you know, if you've been to a salon, you've been to a barber shop, you know what I'm talking about. So the barber tells him that he's hard-headed because he has little ears, and that might be true because I'm hard-headed and I have little ear like this. Look at my ear. That's the size of my ear. It's little ears. I don't know whether it's because we have little ears we don't listen, but I just thought that was a funny little interaction between him and the barber. Now regarding Deavan and Jihoon, I can see how Jihoon would have been a pretty fun guy to hang out with, to party with, drink some soju with, but marriage material, I don't know. I guess Deavan was trying to make the best of the situation, seeing as she had accidentally become pregnant, so I guess she decided she's just going to try to make it work. One of the things I really do like about Deavan is when she went to South Korea, she was very respectful, and also she, even though she had some difficulties, she still kind of tried each thing that Jihoon introduced her to within the Korean within the traditions of his particular Korean family, because I don't want to say, you know, Korean tradition, because there's obviously more than one, just like how in the United States, you know, New Yorkers are going to be different than Texans, and there's different things. So I don't want to just say Korean tradition, but she was very open-minded to how he was showing her things, and I really like that, because there's so many, I'm going to call them USANs, I don't want to call them Americans, because America is North, Central, and South America, so we are USANs, and USANs have a bad reputation for going to other places and then acting a whole ass. And I like that Deavan is not that type of person. They say, oh, this is the traditional clothes, okay, show me how to put it on. This is traditional food, okay, show me how to eat it, I'm gonna eat it. I like that about her. I think that's a very positive character trait for her. For anyone. Why did I say for her? That's a positive character trait for anyone. Contrast that to old dude that I never ever remember his name, even though I watched the full season. The one that went to the Philippines and refused to eat the roast pork and acted like, oh my god, it's terrible, I can't possibly eat roast pork. And to people who may not have seen the whole series, they might think, oh well, maybe he's a vegetarian, or maybe his diet, he didn't have any dietary restrictions. He was a McDonald's manager, and that right there shows that he's really used to the best of culinary offerings. I couldn't even get it out. Like, you literally eat McFood and someone offers you real food and you're like, oh no, I couldn't possibly. I don't remember his name. I don't even remember the young lady's name that he was trying to marry. She seemed very sweet, but that guy, you don't want to be that guy. In general, if you don't want to learn about another culture or try new things, just stay your ass at home. Seriously, don't waste people's time. Don't travel to other places and then act an ass. I almost forgot about the condom thing. Deavan was Deavan. I'm gonna forget it. If I call her Deavan, I'm just gonna call her Deavan. It's gonna be like, you know, you have that hood family that they're just gonna call you what they're gonna call you. Like, they just come up with nicknames. It's like, oh no, we're just gonna call you this. I now have become that person with Deavan. So anyway, she's packing to get ready to go to South Korea. And why'd she have to put Jihoon out on Front Street and show everyone the boxes of condoms and then tell the story about how she has to get them extra snug so that they won't fall off like how they did previously, and how she ended up pregnant. I was like, that's just so wrong that she did that to him. I feel so bad for him, especially with the added especially the added impact of him being an Asian male and them already having that stereotype placed upon them. And then Deavan gets on national television and puts all of Jihoon's business out in the streets. It was just so wrong. I shouldn't laugh about it, but it's funny. Next we have Yazan, who is living in Jordan, and he is in lust with Brittany. And so much progress. It's like one step forward, one step back. I just finished telling you about how good for TLC for not playing that 100-year-old, you know, traditional Korean music, but they go to Jordan, play 100-year-old traditional Middle Eastern music, even though like there's literally all types of music in the Middle East now. You can find rock music, rap music, dance music, all types of modern music, but we're gonna play, you know, some 100-year-old traditional music because we're introducing Yazan. Is it not Yazan? Yazan. I think we've had an Azan and a Yazan, so now we're on Yazan. Speaking of stereotypes, I saw some people on Twitter talking about how they didn't trust Yazan, how they felt uncomfortable or unsafe. And you barely have any information about him other than he is a Middle Eastern dude who works at a fish market. You didn't have the same energy with Jeffrey, who actually does have about a decade-long rap sheet. I wonder what the difference could be. But like I was saying, Yazan and Brittany are in lust with each other, and they're both delusional. Yazan thinks he's going to take this girl who travels with a fancy mannequin head for her lace fronts and turn her into a damn near burqa wearing Muslim lady. No, I don't see it. You might get her in a hijab for a day or two. I don't see it happening. Now, let me just talk about her mannequin head for a second there. It was a fancy one, the ones you see in the stores. I mean, I'm sure it's probably easy for people to order them, but I'm not fancy like her. Like this This is my mannequin head. It looks it looks cracked out compared to hers. This looks like the stuff in nightmares. Like I should put this, I should go and put this in somebody's bed and record them waking up as a joke. Brittany's wigs look good, but then what do I know? My sister tells me that my wigs sit too high. I don't pluck the edges or the part. What else did she say? I don't know how to lay them. Or she actually had to remind me to put makeup in the part of this one. But you know, joke's on her. I want my wigs to look big and fluffy and maybe a little bit fake. I don't really care. My whole goal is to have my hair look like as big as Shaka Khan's, and I can't do that if I'm squishing it down. I don't want to do that. You guys are lucky I even messed with the baby hair today. Shout out to Jihoon. Anyway, Yazan is talking to, I think it was his brother, could have been his cousin, but I think it was his brother, about marrying Brittany. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't see it happening, and you should marry one of your own. He says this while wearing a t-shirt that appears to have a black person on it with earbuds on. When they love the culture, but they don't love the people that made the culture. I hate to see it. Little did we know, when he said one of your own, he actually meant like literally your own people, like your family, your people. And he mentioned marrying cousins. And I wanted to go in on him, but literally in America, there's places that it's still legal to marry your cousins. We have a TV show called Claws, and there's a character on there whose name is Uncle Daddy. That says all right there. It's messed up. I think it's wrong. But I can't talk smack about it because it happens here in this country too. Brittany's delusional because she thinks all Arabs are rich. Girl. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You are stunning. But all beauty and no brains is not a good look. Let's talk about her dad for a second. Wasn't he a very sweet, kindly gentleman? I just felt for him. It felt like through his smile, he was, you know, dying on the inside. And even he said himself that he's always smiling and that people don't usually know how he really feels because he's always smiling. I kind of envy that because I'm the opposite. And it sucks a little bit for people to almost be able to read your mind always, because whatever you're thinking is showing on your face. Like I can't even pretend to not be disgusted when I'm disgusted because my face has already betrayed me and told the world what I'm thinking. Who's next? Ariela, who is from Princeton, New Jersey, who is dating, check my notes, what was his name? Biniyann, who, oh, I'm sorry, did I say she was in love with? I'm sorry, she's in lust with Biniyann's Ethiopian peen. Because as we saw when she was being questioned by her family at the dinner table, she knows nothing about Biniyann except for his peen. And it's really sad that she loves the peen but doesn't love the person that it's attached to, because her not knowing anything really exposed her as someone who wasn't interested in anything about Biniyann. Otherwise she would know certain things about him, but she doesn't. And then she's a little bit tripping me out talking about this whole I'm gonna raise my child Jewish, and it's like, hun, you have tattoos. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have tattoos if you're a Jewish person. That's at least what the Jewish people I grew up with told me. You can't be buried in a cemetery or anything if you have tattoos. So I mean, you're as Jewish as the Christians that I know. They throw their ass in a circle on Friday. They're in the front pews of the church on Sunday. But I guess it comes in every religion. I know Muslims that I've caught them eating bacon. It's like, aren't you a Muslim though? Yeah, don't tell anybody. It's bacon. And on Biniyann's part, like, some guys don't mind just being a walking, living sex toy. I mean, that's what we found out with the teenage Jamaican stripper that girl in Pennsylvania married. I never remember their names. It's so funny. I only remember certain people's names in 90 Day Fiance. Like, I remember Danielle and Muhammad, because you absolutely cannot forget them. I remember Nicole, poor Nicole, who's never going to marry Azan. And I also remember the other Nicole, the En punto. Did you call me a bitch? Yes. She literally could have just told Chantel, I said en punto, not puta. But rather than her de-escalate the situation, she wanted to throw gasoline on it and just fuck with Chantel. But anyways, her name is Nicole too. That's Pedro's sister. Who else I remember? Paul and Karini, Colty and Larissa. Who else? Ty, Annie, and David. Also Dominican, Annie, and Robert. Am I forgetting anyone else's name? Knight Rider hair, David. Caesar, Yolanda. Fake ass Hugh Grant wannabe Tom. He who shall remain nameless, aka it is an illusion that I will become a father. So anyways, we have Samit and Jenny. Samit lives in New Delhi, India, and he's getting his place together for the two of them, and he's talking to his brother. He's pretty much going in on his brother for not sticking up for him in front of the parents, and that was kind of a good conversation. I like Samit and his brother. They both seem like stand up to, well, I can't say stand up because he lied all last season. So I'm not even going to call him stand up, but at least redeemable. He's redeemable. I feel bad for him because he thought that he needed to catfish Jenny with that Bollywood actor looking guy, and I kind of get why, because in India they do have issues with colorism that are kind of similar to the colorism issues that we have in the Black American community. But he's not a bad looking guy. I feel bad that his self-esteem was so low that he thought that he needed to catfish Jenny, especially seeing how Jenny actually looks. Not that she's a horrible, like, it's not like she looks like oh, why can't I remember Angela? See, there's another name I almost forgot. It's not like I mean, it's bad to talk about how people look. I feel so bad talking about that because it's so mean, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But it's not like Jenny looks like Angela, but she's not, like, I don't get why he felt like he needed to look like the Bollywood dude while talking to an average looking woman like Jenny. That was just the disconnect for me. There's no, I keep trying to be nice, but there's like no nice way of saying it. I know a lot of people discuss their age difference, and ordinarily I might discuss it too, but then I thought to myself, well, this happens every day with men. It's almost common to see a 6-year-old man with a 30-year-old woman and no one says anything about it. So the reverse, I keep the same energy. If you think it's all right for, you know, Tom Cruise to still have his, you know, the actresses that are his love interests be in their late 20s or early 30s and he's almost 60, then keep the same energy with Samit and Jenny. Now when it comes to people like Knight Rider hair David, who else? Ed and Connecticut Mike. Those guys give me sex tourist chomo vibes. I mean, if you're 50 years old or over 50 years old man, or approaching 50 years old, because I think Connecticut Mike isn't quite 50, but still, if you're a man of a certain age and you're trying to convince me that a 20-year-old woman who could easily pass for a teenager is so fascinating to you, I just feel like you just want to be a legal pedo, and there's just no there's no way around it. You're looking real shysty to me, and I don't like that at all. But that's another story for another time. I will have to do another video to get into that later. I'm just gonna close this video out because it already seems kind of long. Follow me on Twitter. I live tweet during the shows, talk a lot of crap. We have fun on there. And in the meantime, in between times, you know that I have another channel in which I review horror, sci-fi, and thriller movies. It is called What Did I Just Watch? And I'll put a link to that video somewhere either next to me or below, or both. I will probably come back and review 90 Day Fiance What Now. Let me know if you want me to go back and talk about the tell-all, or I mean, maybe the moment has passed. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about this. I'm really out of practice, so it's going to take me a moment to get back up to speed with how I was as far as reviewing and talking about these shows. So let me know if you're still around and subscribed to me, or if you just discovered me and you're brand new. Hi, how are you? I'll talk to you later. Bye.